we're going to get into the body in a nice way that stretches out the legs, tones the core a little bit, has a little back bending, and is a class designed to just help you feel good, feel some release of energy, and feel like you've gotten wrung out a little bit in your full body, especially in your legs and your spine. Let's begin. We'll start in a seated position, any way that is comfortable for your legs. Just make sure your sits bones are firmly planted on the ground, and your heart is lifted, your spine is lengthened. Feel free to close your eyes, and without changing it, start to observe your breath. Notice how it's feeling to breathe today. Now make a conscious effort to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Inhales filling up your chest, filling up your ribs, really expanding even into your back. And your exhales, full breaths out. Letting the exhale become a little bit longer even than your inhale. Deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And if you're familiar with Ujjayi Pranayama, that victorious breath, go ahead and begin it now. If not, don't worry, I'll talk you through it. I'm going to open your mouth wide and exhale like you're trying to fog up a mirror. Great, try that a couple times. And now try that with your mouth closed. So inhale fully, keep your mouth closed, and try to have that same sensation as if you're fogging up a mirror. So it's going to be a little noisy. It might sound a bit like Darth Vader. Now see if you can create that same sound as you're inhaling while you are inhaling and while you're exhaling. It's going to feel like a slight constriction at the back of your throat. Also might sound like an ocean wave gently going in and out. I invite you to keep this Ujjayi Pranayama going for the entire class. Of course, if you need to switch off and do some other type of breathing, that's totally fine. Inhale, the arms are going to go high to the sky. Interlace the fingers. Push the palms to the ceiling. Stretch the thumb side up a little bit higher than the pinkies. Really ground down through your sits bones and side bend over to your right. And back up to center. Inhale. And exhale over to your left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, twist towards your left. Bring the right hand to your knee, the other hand behind your back. Sitting up tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist just a little further, sinking into it rather than forcing. Inhale back to center, hands go high. And exhale, twist to your right. Left hand comes to the knee, other hand behind your back. Make sure that hand is close to your sits bones so you're sitting up tall. Inhale back to center, hands go up. And exhale, drop your hands down to your knees. Take some shoulder rolls forward. And reverse direction. Shoulder roll the other way. Great. Keep your hands on your legs and now circles with your chest. So you're moving your ribs around in a giant circle, keeping your sits bones on the ground. Good, in reverse direction. Make sure you're still breathing nice and deep. Good, come back to center. Walk your hands forward. Reach your heart past your shoulders and tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, walk your hands back through to center. We'll drop the right hand down by the right hip. Left hand goes up and over for a big side bend. Turn your heart gently towards the ceiling. And bring that left hand down by your right hand. Fold forward and walk your hands in front of you. And over the other direction. Coming into that side bend on the other side. And drop the right hand down by the left. Go ahead and walk the hands forward. One more breath here. And slowly walk back to center. Great, we'll come into a tabletop position. Hands and knees. You can have your feet pointed or flexed. Inhale, we're going to lift the heart and the tailbone. Exhale, we'll round. Inhaling and exhaling. And feel free to keep it the classic cat and cow, or make it a little loosier, goosier in your torso. Doing what feels best. Great. Sit back onto your feet. Bring your right hand behind you. Reach your left hand up and over. And swing through to center to come to the other side. We'll bring right hand back. Left hand swings up and over. Swing through center to come back. Downward facing dog. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, send your hips up and back. Feel free to pedal out your feet. Feel free to drop the heels to one side or the other. Look forward, walk your feet to your hands, clasp opposite elbows, gently bend the knees, tuck the chin to the chest, and just hang. You can definitely shake the head a little bit. Feel free to stay here or interlace your hands at your lower back, rolling your shoulders away from ears, stretching the muscles up and over. For more stretch, press the palms together. Try to avoid hyperextending the elbows. Take some really deep breaths into your chest here. Really trying to expand it open as your arms stretch behind your head. Release your hands to the floor, tuck tailbone. We'll roll to standing. Nice and slow, no rush. Pushing the heels down into the ground as you come up. Hands go high to the sky. Interlace your thumbs, step your feet together, and side bend up and over to your left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, side bend to your right. Gently pulling your thumbs apart. Inhale back to center. Hands come to your heart, thumbs touch chest bones, sink your hips low. Chair pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up high, chest lifts. Exhale, round like cat pose. Think forehead to knees, hands go up and back behind you. Inhale, arms sweep up. Still in chair. Exhale, sweep back, forehead to knees. Inhale, sweep up, stand up this time. Step the feet hip distance apart. Gentle back bend, the heart is just lifting up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, chest lifts. Hands come to the shins or stay on the earth. And then exhale, fold forward. Come to fingertips. Step the left leg way back behind you. Good. Kick through the back heel so the back leg is really straight. Bend deep through the front knee. Reach your heart forward and lengthen the back of your neck. Awesome. Feel free to stay here as needed. Or inhale, sweep the arms high to the sky for a high lunge. I want the left thigh to be stretching. So that means that we need to have kind of a neutral pelvis. For some of us, it might feel like we're tucking it under slightly. Lift the ribs up and off of the pelvis. Drop the shoulders away from the ears and really kick back with your back foot. So you're trying not to bend the knee, or trying to kick and extend through that back leg. Same time, bend deep through your front knee. Really push that front heel down. Good, one more breath here. And exhale, hands frame the front foot, step back to downward dog. Big breath in and out. Look forward, walk your feet to your hands. Good, step your feet wider than your palms. We're going to turn the toes out just slightly and bend the knees. Heart up. Then exhale, press the legs towards straight. bend, toes can go outward, and straighten, feet can come parallel if that's more comfortable here. And bend. Trying to keep your hands on the ground or on your shins. One more time, bend. And straighten. Good, heel toe your feet to be hip distance apart. Step the right leg way back. Come to fingertips. Start just by lengthening through your spine. So trying not to lay or rest on your front leg. We want some elevation of the torso. We want the core muscles working. Wonderful. Stay here or high lunge. Rising up. Thinking of the ribs narrowing in. Back, follow the foot, push it down and away. Bend deep into your front knee. Make sure that front knee stays over the ankle. Inner thighs squeezing in. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. And then settle into your breath a bit. Softening the shoulders. Softening the forehead. Good. One more breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Frame your front foot. Step back. Downward dog. Full inhale. And complete exhale. Nice. We're coming to half pigeon. Bring your right knee forward. Set it down behind your right palm. Make sure that right knee pokes out to the right a little bit wider than your right hip. Stay active here. I want you to squeeze your inner thighs towards one another. Chest is up, shoulders down. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out your mouth. Inhale through your nose. Plant the hands. Exhale, three-legged dog. Right leg goes up. Bend your right knee. Point the knee to the sky. Press strong through your right palm. Look forward. Step right foot between thumbs. Good. Fingertips. Heart forward. Inhale. Exhale, press your front knee towards straight, sink forehead towards right kneecap. Inhale, bend the front knee, look forward. Exhale, bend, and straighten to the best of your ability. I'm sorry, unbend, don't bend. Inhale, now we bend, look forward. Exhale, straighten. Great, inhale, bend, stay there. Step your back foot forward just a bit so your back heel can come flat to the ground. Front knee we're trying to straighten. It's okay if it has a little bend. Heart is up. Maybe you have your hands on your front shin or on yoga block. Take a big breath in and exhale, fold if you'd like. If that's too intense, keep the chest up. Good. Inhale, lift the heart, bend the front knee, step forward. Keep your feet about hip distance, turn the toes out, heels in, synchro yogi squat. Now, if this does not feel approachable for you, take the wider variation we did earlier. Use your elbows to push your knees apart, drop the tailbone, lift the brightness of your heart. Inhale and exhale. Hands come down, fold forward. Feet parallel, flat back, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Hands down, step back to downward facing dog. And left knee comes forward to half pigeon. Left knee sticking out wide, right toes extending back. We want the weight equal between the right and the left leg. So just make sure you're not leaning onto the left hip. Full breath. Active legs. This is not a passive stretch. You want your legs to still feel like they're working. You're drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward. The chest is reaching towards the sky. All right, plant your hands. Let's come back to three-legged down dog. Left leg lifts up. Bend the left knee. Push more strongly into the left palm. Look forward, left foot between thumbs. Bend. Come to fingertips. Look forward. Inhale. Exhale, press that left leg towards straight. Back heel is lifted up high. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale, bend. Stay here. Step the back foot closer so that back heel comes flat. Chest is up. Fingertips down or hands to your shin. Always do what's best for your body. And then forward fold fold if you'd like. Letting your head go if you're in the forward fold, the back of the neck is long, chin is reaching towards chest. Good, inhale hard up, bend the front knee, step forward, feet are hip distance apart, that's about 2 fist width. Inhale to lift the chest, bend the knees, put your ribs on top of your thighs so they touch. Then with your peace fingers, grab onto your big toes. Keep the ribs and thighs touching, fold forward, elbows go out to the sides, maybe your legs press to straight, so long as those thighs and ribs keep touching, don't let them come apart. Shoulders move away from ears. Good, bend the knees, drop the sit bones to the ground, and lift your knees for a boat pose. Chest is up, shoulders melt. Feel free to stay if this is easier or better for your body, or we'll lower down to low boat. Awesome. Option 1, you can hold. Option 2, we're going to exhale, the legs come in. Inhale, the legs go out. Soften your forehead, we're not trying to tone there. Curl the upper body up. Good, 2 more. Knees to your chest. Find your way back to that high boat pose. Great, plant the feet and downward facing dog. Take a big breath in and out. Rise to your toes, bend your knees, and walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, flat back, chest lifts. Exhale, fold it. Tuck tailbone, roll to standing. Nice and slow. This is a great way to stretch the back. Standing. Inhale, the hands go high to the sky. Exhale, draw them through your heart. Drop them to your hips. Shift the weight into your left foot. Step your right leg way back for warrior 2. Arms open out to a T. So we've got left leg in front, right leg is straight and behind us. Good, imagine your legs start here, right? Legs start in the abdomen, not down here. So I want this part to be working just as much as your legs. Confident gaze over front fingertips, dropping shoulder blades down the back like your armpits are moving towards your hips. Awesome, legs don't move. We drop the back hand down, front palm turns up, side bend up and back behind you. Bend deeper into the front knee, move the front shin forward. Great, center, warrior 2, inhale. Exhale, side angle pose. Forearm can come to the thigh or palm can come to the ground. Sweep the top arm up and over. Roll that top shoulder back, turning your chest towards the sky. Strong back leg. Inhale, squeeze back up to warrior 2. We'll straighten the front leg. If you'd like, heel toe that back foot slightly closer. Then slide your hips back for triangle pose. Great, that bottom hand can drop to the shin or the foot. Top hand slightly come in front of you with it, slightly forward of your chest. Good, and then imagine that top hand is reaching up for something. You're reaching up for an apple on a tree that's just a little too high. Feel free to gaze down if that's more comfortable for your neck. Great, slowly rise all the way back up. Hands come to hips, turn that front foot in so your feet are parallel. Roll the shoulders back, interlace the hands behind you, opposite pinky on top than you're used to doing. Stretch the knuckles down, lift the heart, and then exhale, fold forward. Big breath in and out and in bend the right toes. The right toes are going to point backwards. The leg that's at the back of your mat pointed away from you. Bend that knee and then stretch the left leg long, the front leg, and point those left toes up to the sky. Okay, so it might not look like I'm the same side as you, so listen to my voice versus what you see. Okay, we're going to come back to center and switch sides. Bend now the front knee, and you don't have to go as low as me. Feel free to stay higher. Good news is we're doing two sides, so if you're on the wrong side, there is no wrong side. All right, let's come back to center and walk your hands to the front of your mat. Step back to downward dog. Take a breath in and out. Rise to tiptoes and walk your feet to meet your hands. Put a slight bend in your knees, tuck tailbone, and slowly again roll to standing. Tailbone points through your legs to your big toes. Inhale, the hands go up. Exhale through your heart and down to your hips. Stand now onto your right foot, so we're going into the other side, and we'll step the left leg back for Warrior 2. Arms open to that T-like shape, gaze forward, and settle your breath. Back hand's going to come to back side. Front palm turns up, reverse Warrior 2. Make sure you don't have any pressure on your back knee. Reach forward, side angle pose. Forearm can come to the side or palm to the floor. We'll sweep that top arm over the crown of your head. Palm faces down. Can you deepen your breath? Soften your face. Inhale, rise up. Straighten the front knee. Maybe the back foot, heel toes closer. Hips slide towards the back of your mat. Reach forward and then drop that bottom hand down. Wherever it lands. Again, imagine that top hand is pulling upward. I'd rather you keep your front leg straight and don't go so low than bend your front knee just to get to the ground. Pose is not about how low you can go. Inhale, rise all the way back up to center. Again, we're going to take our front leg, front foot, and turn the toes inward so our feet are parallel. This time, though, you're going to turn your feet outward, bend both knees, and sink into your heels. Stretch your arms wide like cactus arms. Good, and drop down through your tailbone for a goddess pose. If it feels good, start to sway a little bit, moving side to side. Great, and then return back to center, sink it down, one more breath. Straighten your legs, bring your hands to the front of your mat, and step back, downward dog. Breathing in, and breathing out. Look forward, walk or hop your feet to your hands. Bend your knees and sit down onto your sits bones. Lie down onto your back. Knees are bent. You'll bring the feet to the ground, close to your hips. Feet parallel. And bring your arms along your sides. Push your shoulders, your elbows, and your wrists down into your mat. Tuck tailbone and slowly roll your hips up for bridge pose. I want you to feel bridge pose like you're kneeling on your shins. Okay, so if you were kneeling on your shins, this front part of your body would probably be pretty straight. So I want you to avoid sinking your butt and arching. Okay, so as you are in bridge pose, let's pull these front hip bones towards your belly button. Push your heels down and push your wrists and shoulders down into the floor. Lowering down now, push your heart, the back of your chest down to the ground, roll down vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way to a laying position. We'll do that a few more times. Inhale, exhale, roll up. And roll down. Keeping the jaw relaxed. Inhale, exhale, roll up. Make sure it's a roll. You're not just lifting the hips. And roll down. Good, and last time, roll up. Great, we're going to roll down super slow. Start with your chest. Good, but keep your mid-back lifted. Great, now we'll put the mid-back down. Make sure your lower back is off the floor. Now we'll roll slightly into your lower back. Make sure your tailbone is up. Good, and then going into your lower back, tailbone should be nowhere near the ground right now. Lower back into the floor, tailbone up, tailbone up, tailbone up. Tailbone the last thing to come to the ground. Great, pull your knees into your chest, gently rock side to side, cross your lower back. Find happy baby, reach your hands between your legs, grab ankles or outer edges of feet, and point your feet up towards the sky. So option 1, you can stay right here. Option 2, you're going to take your right palm, grab the inner arch of your right foot, so your right palm is facing away from you. Then you're going to bend your right knee, bringing your elbow to the outside of your right knee. Heels coming to butt cheek. Then you're going to pull that right foot up towards your shoulder and point the right knee down towards the bottom of your mat. So you're going to feel a stretch in your thigh or your quad. Your left leg, if you'd like, you can press it towards straight or keep it bent. Deep breath in and out. Okay, we'll slowly come back to center, back to that happy baby. Stay in happy baby for a moment. Push your tailbone down into the ground. It's alright if your lower back arches slightly. And again, you can stay here, or if you did the first side, let's go into the second. Left palm turns away from you, grabbing the arch of your foot. Bend the left knee, make sure the arm comes to the outer edge of the left knee. Point the left knee towards the bottom of your mat, drawing the left toes up towards your left shoulder, and maybe the right leg presses towards straight. Soften your face. Deepen your breath. Should be feeling a stretch on the front of your left thigh. You might feel a little bit in your right leg too, depending what you're doing with it. Gently release that. Come back to your happy baby. Awesome. Release your legs outward and roll onto your belly. Belly time. Stretch your legs back. Awesome. Bring your forehead down to the ground. Reach your arms behind you. And inhale, lift your head, lift your shoulders. Peel yourself off the ground. Lift your arms. Wonderful, and you can stay right here, or if you'd like, you can lift the legs as well. Slowly lower down with the torso. Feel free to repeat what we just did, or bend your knees, reach your hands back, bring your hands to the tops of your feet, and on an inhale, lift up the head and chest. Kick back with your feet. And again, this might feel a little bit like kneeling, a little bit like bridge pose. except for the chest having a little bit more back bend. And release down. And roll back over onto your back. And you can take another bridge pose. Maybe you feel like resting. That's always an option. Or if you'd like to take an upward bow wheel pose, this would be a good time for that. Hands can come by ears or by sides or just rest. Inhaling to take your pose of choice. Let your legs do a lot of the work here. If you feel any pain or discomfort in your lower back, you've gone too high. Come back to bridge pose. And gently release down. Take your feet wide apart and let your knees fall together. Just rest for a moment. Taking a couple deep breaths. That can feel so good or so bad. If it feels bad, it's not the pose. That means there's certain areas of your body that need loosened or strengthened before that pose is right for your body. Draw your knees back into your chest. We're going to rock all the way up to seated, and then rock all the way back to your back a few times. Great. This time stay on your back. You're going to keep your knees in your chest. Push them away from you, though, so they stack above your hips. Lift your feet as high as your knees. Reach your hands towards the ceiling. Palms face each other. Inhale through your nose. Exhale, curl up your upper body. Good. Let your lower belly drop towards your spine. Squeeze your legs together. Curl the upper body up, just like you were bowing. Like namaste at the end of class, you're making a bow. I want you to feel that here. Drop the shoulders away from ears for 5, 4, 3, 2, chest up, and 1. Good. Curl all the way up to seated, and let's go back to downward facing dog. Back to half pigeon now. Right knee comes behind right palm. We'll set the hips down. We'll stay a little bit longer this time, so make sure you've got that good alignment, equal weight in both hips. You can stay up on palms, or if you'd like, you can lower down to your forearms or lower down to your belly. Let your breath become soft and fluid. Let your head relax. Nice deep breaths. All right, slowly rise back up. We're going to sit onto your right hip now. We'll swing your left leg around. We'll stack the left knee on top of the right knee for cow-faced legs. And you can stay like this, or if you want, you can start to fold forward a little bit. Slowly rise back up. We'll uncross the legs, come back to downward facing dog. And set up for half pigeon on the other side. Again, you can stay upright. You can come down to forearms. Do what feels best for your body. I like to stay upright because it gives me a little bit more of a stretch for my back quad. Nice deep breaths. And slowly rise back up to your palms. We're going to lean onto your left hip, swing your right leg around. We'll cross the right knee over the left knee. You can draw your feet towards you. And stay like that, or fold forward. Slowly rising back up. Extend your right leg out to the side. We're going to come into frog pose. You'll come into a tabletop position and take your legs nice and wide out to the sides. Flex your feet, take them wider than your knees. Your hips are going to be right between your knees, so you're not sitting too far back, nor are you leaning too far forward. We'll take 7 deep breaths here. Here we go. Inhale. 6 more. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Slowly come back to hands and knees. And we'll swing your legs out of the way. And roll back to your back. 1 vertebrae at a time. Reaching your legs long. Leading with the tailbone. And just falling right into your Shavasana. Let yourself rest. Allow your breath to deepen. And give yourself about the next 7 or so breaths to wiggle around. And eventually making your way up to a seated position. Your hands might fall into your lap or meet at your heart. Thanks so much for sharing your practice today. If you enjoyed the class, give it a like. For more classes, jump around my channel. There's a bunch on there for all different kinds of things, and I hope to see you again.